You are welcome to Love the Afrobeat Music Talk Radio, your number one African Caribbean online radio. To those of you who are viewing us, and good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you may be and whatever you may be doing. Today we are discussing a whole lot of topics. We are waiting for our guests. We are trying to get in touch with a special guest. He's in Uganda, and it's about 6 p.m. today. Right now, as we speaking, as we come on air right now, and with me is my co-host John Benjamin Daniels, and he is in Accra, Ghana. Hey JB, how you doing?
Oh, I'm doing great. So thank you for having me.
Awesome. And how's the weather there? You know, those of us who live out here.
It just started raining. Yeah, getting the rainy season, so it just started raining here.
Yeah,
So
it's
you are
raining.
indoors.
Yeah, it's raining over here too. Is
Oh, that's good.
well, it gets to a point where even the plants also need loving. So I think they also need to be pampered. Yeah, JD. There's a lot of things going on in Africa right now, and I can see a wind of change with respect to the new breed of leaders that we do have. But unfortunately, there's been a speck of unfortunateness, if I can put it that way, with respect to the Sudanese um, problem that we do have. And I don't think, in my estimation, I don't think the Sudanese are the ones doing it. It's a strategic point in Africa where a lot of different outside influences are involved in this carnage, if I can put it carnage, because I thought we've gotten to a point where we've reached a point where wars and civil wars and all these kind of stuff have gone. No, I haven't heard these things for over maybe about 5, 10 years, but all of a sudden there's this flare up, and I think they are not doing it in isolation. There are outside influences with respect to what is going on, and I'm not happy about it. But all in all, you see, the whole world is going to judge us by the fact that there's one civil war out there, so the whole of Africa is in a mess, and I don't think so. Even within our households, we do have problems, and I think I agree with the president of Egypt, President Sisi, who said that every outside actor should back out of this Sudanese thing. Well, if he means it, that's fine. If he doesn't, and he knows that there are outside influences, Saudi Arabia, Russia, Germany, the United States, everybody is involved in this, and the whole thing is that this should be resolved with an African kind of solutions to this problem, but not outsiders. Your take on what is going on in Africa? Any topic at all that you may wish to
Yeah,
bring up?
yeah. Thank you for giving me the opportunity. I'm also particularly worried about the Sudan situation because when the North and South Sudan fighting for all those years, bringing up refugees and what have you, we thought at the analysis, the southern part of Sudan, when he got his independence, will work together to bring development to Sudan. But like you really said, when it gets to this point in Africa becoming free by way of independence, that's where the outside forces come in. You know, Sudan is a very rich country, and the outside forces will always want to have their people taking full control of the country. And they use the tribal dimensions in those countries to foment trouble. In Ghana, before the independence, the Ashantis, the people, they said they wanted federalism. When the whole country wanted united Ghana, and we have even gone further to bring the British Togoland to join the Republic, the new nation Ghana. And it brought a lot of fighting to Ghana. The bomb throwing and the killing of people in Kumasi and what have you. So that even the CPP guys in Kumasi have to run to Accra to seek refuge. But you know what Kwame Nkrumah did? He brought the new law, avoidance of discrimination act, whereby religious political parties, tribal political parties, what have you, do not be formed in Ghana. You either join the CPP or you join the major opposition party. But every political party should have membership spread across the country of Ghana. And his detractors at that time said, Kwame Nkrumah had tendencies of becoming a dictator. That's why he brought that law to bring the country together. But with time, you see that in Ghana, there's unity. I mean, you don't have tribal conflict. If you have any conflicts at all, then it will be chieftaincy among the same party. But you see Ashantis fighting always fighting gas, what have you. You don't have it in Ghana. Because the that particular action taken by our first president, Osofo Dr. Kwame Nkrumah, by that act that the Parliament of Ghana promulgated. But almost all the African countries, immediately they are ready for their independence. That's why you see the in South Africa of all nations, the Buthelezi situation and the ANC situation that brought a lot of killings in South Africa. Rhodesia, Nkomo and Mugabe. I mean, I can count a lot. If you look at Nigeria, what is still going on? The North against the South, and the various tribes against each other, and what have you. So that is what is replicating in Sudan. And it's for the Sudanese themselves, first and foremost, to realize that the leaders of the various groups, these stooges of other external countries, will not have them. And of course, our umbrella organization, AU, also play a very significant role. Although AU is the main body getting all the African countries together. Do not sit down for the United Nations or any European country or Russia or America or Germany or the Arabs to come and interfere. And this is what they have done all this while. I had a friend who is who last year went to and he tells me a lot about the difficulties in Sudan. And it's an eyesore. And for how long will Sudan fight among each other? Why God has blessed you with all these resources, natural resources, that when you come together, you can utilize it to benefit your people. It's rather unfortunate. Yeah. It's rather unfortunate. I'm so sad for Africa.
Yes. Yeah, I agree with you. And I thought for some moment things had gone down. Well, we got these skirmishes around between DRC Congo, DRC Congo and Rwanda, and that has simmered down. African Union has been able to bring it down to a notch, but this one is kind of unfortunate, and I hope they find a solution or solutions to this problem that we don't need this anymore because there's a wind of change. There's a new breed of African leaders, and I mean, if you talk in terms of Chad standing up against the Germans to expel the German ambassador, if you take um, Mali, Niger, Guinea, and all those kind of areas out there. But then, you know what? At the end of the day, we don't have, like Burkina Faso, we don't have to allow ourselves to be manipulated from outside. Because right now, there's a lot of changes out going there. The hegemony from the West as relates to the rest of the world is we are seeing the the Western civilization breaking down right before our eyes. We've seen it. The de-dollarization of currencies and all those kind of stuff. But if we come to look at it, as Africans, we have to stand on our feet. Enough is enough. IMF and all these kind of the World Bank and all these kind of stuff. They were instituted to put us down. So with BRICS and the new kind of regional organizations that are springing up, I think we should be able to extricate ourselves um, from the hegemon of the West. But having said that, we have a new breed of leaders coming up, and we don't only see them in politics. There are others who are doing stuff behind the scenes for the development of Africa. And then when we talk about Africa, we cannot exclude the youth. And that's why we have our special guest right now, who is joined us, Cephas Mwamba Kayemba, who has joined us
Yes,
from Uganda. And Cephas, how are you doing?
I'm all right, sir.
Awesome, awesome. It's nice to get you to continue the series on how the youth are assisting or how the youth would be able to assist in the development of Africa. And in your situation, where are you right now? Don't mention the refugee camp where you are. Where are you now?
Right now I'm in Uganda, in Naki
Okay,
Valley.
all right,
Yeah.
okay. And how's everything generally?
So we thank God, sir. Yeah.
Awesome, awesome, awesome. And how did the whole thing start? How did your journey start for you to have been where you are right now?
So it's a long process, sir. My journey started in 2016, yeah, whereby our country had a fight, and it wasn't really good for my parent to see his children to pass all through wars, yet we are still young. Then he decided to bring us in a refugee camp, and it's where we are right now.
Mhm. So where you are, my understanding from um, another youth leader, Norbert, is that there are a lot of different young people like you from different countries out there, and how are you able to get together? I mean, how are you able to understand each other? Because as an African, we always have this proverb that even our fingers are not the same. So how are you guys able to sort of understand each other and move as a group of young people?
I may say like here where we are, so we have difficulty because we have many cultures. So I remember once I was taught by Dr. Mpimbi, whereby he said that I can learn a new skill and I can change. So what I understood from there, so I cannot make others live like I'm living, but first of all, I have to live as they are living so that they come also to my way.
Mm. Awesome.
So it is
Yeah.
not it's not something which is very easy for us to understand with other cultures. Sometimes we do quarrel, and there we were taught like, I can ask forgiveness. So if you don't forgive me and I've asked for forgiveness, there for me, I have no problem with it. There I can talk to you because I said sorry, my wrong, though you did not pardon me, but I did what was like the best to do. for us to remain friends and avoid enmity.
Awesome. Awesome. Yeah, I would defer to JB. JB, you have a question? We are just starting. Folks, if you are now joining us, if you are now joining us on the radio, and
Yeah,
also
yeah, yeah,
if
yeah.
you are
Super.
viewing us, folks, yeah, go ahead. Go ahead, JB.
Yeah, Sivas. Yeah,
Yes, sir.
yeah. I know you are from different countries that are in that camp,
Yes.
and you have managed to
Yes.
come together to do something for yourselves.
Yes.
That's so wonderful. So tell me, as a young man in a refugee camp, what are the factors that go against your development as young people in the refugee camp? Definitely, I know that a life in a country like uh, Ghana or Nigeria or Rwanda will be different from being restricted into a refugee camp. So, as a young person, what are the difficulties you and your friends face in that camp?
So first of all, difficulties here is language. We find that problem speaking to some people using their local languages. Most of the people here in Africa, they like using local languages, and that's one leads to the I may say like misunderstanding. Because I cannot get you what you are talking for as long as I'm not getting your language.
Mm-hmm.
So apart from that, so we have like I may say that cultural conflicts. Here we have people who are segregating others, and once you find someone who is segregated and is living with the mind of his country not having peace, such problems are not giving him peace for as long as his mind is not settled. Yeah, and those are big problems that we are finding here. Mr. Laka, we you here, most of the young boys, girls, we are not giving ourselves to schools. So we are taking school like nothing. Yet school is another level of life. And from school is where we gain knowledge and how to live with others in the society. But most of people here, they just prefer going to centers instead of attending secondary or primary. And if they are efficient, they join university. But that one, we find it difficulty in possibilities. We have that we are not able, yeah, to possess all those things at once.
JB, any follow-up
Yeah,
question?
yeah, yeah. Uh, yes, you said, but how are you? How of you speaking the English language as a common language at the
Yeah,
point after school? The basic, yeah.
yes, yeah, English is used as the common language at school. Apart from English, it's Swahili.
Okay.
Now, I want to find out as young people, you have a lot of process of finding work to do. You cannot because you cannot live all your life in a refugee camp. The women will be under pressure of prostitution, and the young boys will want to find work to do. And after basic school education, I'm sure some of you want to move to the secondary school as well as to the tertiary level. So that if by chance things normalize in your countries of origin, you can live a meaningful life in your country of origin. Even if things do not stabilize, in the very country that you have your camp, you can, if you are well qualified, you can be beneficial to that side. What are the measures that have been put in place to remove all this pressure on the youth in the refugee camp?
That's the first.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, you got. Did you get his the question that he gave you? JB, would you like to
No, I didn't.
yeah, rephrase the question, please, or the comment?
You repeat the question. Okay. I'm saying that as a, as young people in the refugee camp, yes, definitely there will be some pressures on you because you cannot live your life in the refugee camp forever. Those of you who want to educate yourselves, you want to have education after the basic education to the secondary education to the tertiary level. Those of you who want to acquire some trade, who want to have opportunity inside the tertiary schools and the vocational school for your own future upliftment. And those who will not, because when these things don't come, those who will not get the opportunity, then the pressure will be on the women to go out to do prostitution and what have you. What measures or what structures have been put in place to resolve all these issues that will be worrying the youth in the camp? That's what I'm saying.
Okay. Just sometimes we do get scholarship at school, but once scholarship is given out, it's not for all students who are at school. So the scholarship comes to be just let's say, picked just randomly, and that gives once you were given yourself that spirit of moving from home and you go to school. Once you miss scholarship and you have nothing, you have no job whereby you will be getting money so that you make your school fees. You cannot. We always end up finding yourself at home each and every day. Parents sometimes they just go there at school and they are told that you have to pay the amount of money. But once time I may say that the deadline was reaches did not complete, the children are taken out of school. And here the problem is that we only have one secondary. The secondary is uh, window trust. Window trust. Yeah. And the one scholarship is not there means that though you were willing to learn, the lack of money, you cannot access anything. That's why we are finding problems here, like girls are getting more pregnancies instead of education, and the boys are now hard workers. uh, That's because of lack of skills from education, whereby because once you acquire little knowledge from school, like here in Uganda, Messenger, most people after senior six, they get some jobs. But for you, if you did not complete senior four, it's like you did not do anything in your life. Yes, yes.
So let me come in here. We're talking about you spoke about schools and stuff like. Who has set up those schools in the camp? Is it the government of Uganda or the United Nations High Commission for Refugees?
So it's OPM. So I mean that the the leaders of UN, yeah, UN is the control of that school.
Oh, okay, okay. So that does the government and the government where you are, the Ugandan government have any input, and what help do you guys get when you need it? Do they sort of interact with you? Do you get any um, government officials coming down or any African oriented, like say the African Union or any other organization coming to the camp to help set up? Because education is vital, number one. Because the last time we spoke with Norbert, your fellow youth leader, said you guys have schools. So I was wondering, just like you said, I was wondering as to who may have set up the schools. Because if you are in the camp and then you don't have the wherewithal to further your education, because you are young people, you are very young people, and if you don't have that means to do that, it means a whole generation of youth are going to be illiterates. I should. I'm sorry to use that word, but that's the fact. But um, the question is, how intense are the Ugandan government or the United Nations, High Commission for Refugees? What sort of input have they put in there
Yes, yeah,
for you guys to be able to continue your education because you're still young?
yeah. Here it's only after, if not UN. So we do not receive here any support from the government of Uganda.
Okay.
It's only UN Window Trust. We have OPM. We have ARC. Those are the organizations that are supporting.
Okay.
Yeah, and they are at the point of literacy. It's really affecting people here because of because as we have only one and the school requires a lot of money more
Mm,
than what people are having here,
yeah.
and that is the problem. That's why we always find it like just stopping school and you go and do another job whereby you know that you have failed school because you cannot afford buying something for you, yet the school requires a lot of money more than what you are getting from the job. But if the help could be coming from the government of Uganda, like we see that a government school, the way they do support, the government pays teachers, but here the UN and the OPM and the Window Trust, they are the one paying teachers. And you may find it reaches time whereby the school is not having all teachers for the subject. Some teachers are meeting just because of lack of money. Yeah.
O- Okay. So if I can hear like are the teachers from within the camp or they are from outside of the camp, and who pays them?
So teachers, we have teachers from outside the camp and those of French teaching like Swahili language and the teacher of English. Sometimes they come from the camp and they are paid by uh, by Window Trust, not the government. Window Trust is the one paying teachers.
Mm. So what sort of levels of school are you talking? Are you talking about primary school, middle schools, secondary school? Do you have those kind? So what sort of structures do you have there?
So yeah, we have primary and we have secondary.
Okay.
So at the point of primary, we have primary which are under the, the organization and the private primaries.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. So like all students from primary, they go to only one secondary, which is difficult for the same organization which is paying for only one refugee school to go and pay again at one school whereby you are finding like five 5,000 students who are missing scholarship and they want to study. They did best at primary and they want to progress in studies and they miss scholarship.
Mhm. And so the
Yeah, that
scholarships
is the
are given
problem.
by Winter Trust and the United Nations or other organizations, right?
Yes.
To continue with is it given to continue with your the secondary school or university, or has anybody gotten out of the situation and gone to the university outside of? Do you know of anything about
Yes, yes, we are given bursary like once you get 8 in 8 in all subjects, you perform better. When you reach A level,
it? Hmm.
once you get 20 out of 20, just from 15 up to 20, there you are given free scholarship and you go abroad because there is a system whereby you are taken to Canada to progress with studies.
Okay, okay,
Yeah.
okay, okay, folks. We are listening to Sefrasa Mwamba Kayamba. He is in a refugee camp in Uganda. And those of you listening to us on Love Be Afrobeat Music Talk Radio, thank you for joining us. You can share the station with your friends and your friends' friends and let them know that you've discovered a radio station with a difference that delves into um, what ails us and what contributes, what is helping us in our development, the continent of Africa. And this program is Today's Africa. If you are joining us for the first time, please look down there and share the station with your friends or give us the likes. If you are watching us on Facebook, you know what you got to do. Just give us your like and subscribe to the channel. Um, JB, you have any other question for you?
Yeah, I have another question. First,
Yes, sir.
in the camp, do you have the temptation of the warring passions in your various countries coming down to
Pardon?
recruit people from the camp to the war fronts?
So I did not get well the question.
I'm saying that in the refugee camp, definitely you came to the camp from your country because there was war. And from your narration, you said some people don't get an opportunity to go to school. Yeah, so I'm asking you,
Yeah.
is there sometimes the possibility of the people at the war front coming to recruit some of the youth from the camp to go and fight?
Now that's how you know. Yeah. Yeah. Just as refugees, you in the camp and you are not recruited to go and fight for any other country. Just you find your happiness only in the camp. Yeah.
Good answer. Yeah. So yeah, I was going to ask the same question, but you've cleared it up because sometimes because some of these warring fashion may feel that you need help and stuff like that. They will come and promise heaven and hell and say, "Let's go, you get this A B C that." But if they don't come, that's really good. Um, a follow-up question to you is in terms of feeding, apart from the United Nations or Winter Trust or what or the other organizations coming to make sure that you guys are okay. Um, Apart from that, in terms of feeding yourself, how are you able to manage? Do you have set up, agricultural or what is it? What is the situation like?
So about feeding, apart from being given food, people have gardens, people do dig. Yeah, as we are already in the rain season, the people have planted already.
Oh,
Yeah,
oh, oh. So basically, you have farms. You do farms to feed yourselves because you just cannot sit in
yeah,
isolation and then say, okay, we are not going to do anything. We are going to depend on outside agencies to come and help us. So if you're doing that, that's great. Now let me go to the structures, how you guys are able to organize yourselves to make sure that everybody falls in line, discipline and all those kind of stuff. Sure, there might be things here left, right, and center, just like that. How what is the structure like? Do you have a committee that plans the um, the daily routines or the monthly routines, or what is the structure like? You have a committee that rules um, the camp, or and even before you go that, how many people do you have in the camp before you answer that question?
so how many people are we in the camp there? We're talking about, I may say, different countries. We have
Yes.
Somalis, we have Sudanese, we have Congolese, Rwandese, and Burundians are here, Ethiopian, Eritreans, they're here.
Yeah. So, but how many in total? If you guesstimated, how many people do you think you have in the camp?
Just we can be almost like 6 to 7, 6, 7.
1,000? About
Just on the counting there, I don't know. Uh,
but if you
yeah,
have to
just
if you have to think about it, what figure, what number? Just guesstimate. I just want to have an idea because we're talking in
mm,
terms of what you guys schools and all those kind of stuff.
there I cannot figure it out because
Okay.
we are men.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Mm.
So, and then back to the question, what is the structure like? Is it do you have a committee and different kind of committees looking after different kind of stuff? Because I mean, in a camp like that, there has to be a structure where everybody will have to be, because right now you are in a country of your own, you are in a continent of your own, you have different nationalities. How are you able to structure um, governance, if I can put it that way, so that everybody will be able to, benefit from the fact that you are outside, you are in a different kind of environment, not at the wall front, but you are outside. And what is the structure like? You have a chairman, a committee for agriculture, something like that. What is it? What is it like?
So yes, we have there is a committee. We have chairman, we have commanders, the for refugees, and we have these hunger fighters, leaders who are there to stand and fight against hunger. Those leaders are there who are trying to eliminate those bad things here. And, yes, we do.
Mm-hmm. Uh, Since we're having some background noise, but we'll go through that. But okay, so in essence, every nationality, you have different nationalities. Every nationality has a representation on the committees. Is
Yes,
that how you've done it?
yes.
Okay, and in that kind of frame of mind, um, see, you said you have a chairman. Do you elect the chairman or you appoint the chairman or the various people?
Just we do elect the chairman.
You do so everything is by elections, and it doesn't really matter. It doesn't really matter where you come from. So, say like say the Ethiopians will say, we want Cephas, or we want Norbert, or we want Joe, or we want John, and stuff like that. But how is it? How is it conducted? I'm very because
So
when
it is
we had
conducted by election, whereby you feel like I'm going to rule these people. I've seen like these things are not going in this area. Then you have some change. Then you, at the time of election, you also have to present what you have and what you are going to do to those people.
wow, wow,
So once we see that you are a good person and what you did before, not for us, even you are testified goodly. So it doesn't matter the country where you come from,
awesome.
just
I
for as
mean,
long as you can do others, there they do choose you.
yeah, JB, I'm very very interested in what Cephas is saying because they are from different nationalities and yet they are able to govern themselves through election, through all these kind of stuff. And JB, the question is, what in your mindset, because we have Cephas here, we have a lot of questions for him. Why do you think? Why do you think outside of that refugee camp, even they are able to govern themselves through all these kind of stuff? There might be skirmishes here and there, but they're able to do that. Why is it that outside of that, our governments cannot do that? Because I'm so intrigued with what we're saying because we are exploring, we are trying to see how they do it, and so far, I'm getting a sense of what Cephas brings to the table today. And what do you think, JB, in your estimation? Why do you think
Yeah.
people are not? I mean, politicians in the so-called sovereign countries are not able to do what they are doing. Give me about 2 minutes of that, please.
Yeah. In my own estimation, African governments and leaders have failed. Maybe this is depending on the way we elect or select our leaders. If you look at African elections in most of the African countries, you will notice that we don't elect our leaders based on merit. We elect our leaders based on tribal and other considerations.
Mhm.
Because your tribesman or woman may not necessarily be the best leader for the country at a given time. But for most of us Africans, when we go to elections, we look at the candidates and find out which of them is our tribesman or woman. Then we vote so that when those leaders come into office, they also are appreciative of the fact that it's not all the people that voted for them, but they are people or they try to go people from their localities or areas that they are trying to go for them. So you see that when they are doing projects, I mean they don't have the nation at heart. I can see some countries like Rwanda, Botswana, and a few others who are transformation leaders who are making giving dividends to their rule to their people. But for the general part of our African politicians, they are performing below average. If you look at their performances and compare them to the initial independence era African leaders, those who fought for the African countries to get their independence, who knew where they were coming from and where they were taking their various countries to, they had vision for their various countries. But if you look at the present leadership of Africa, their performance is below bar. But just opposing that to what Sifas is telling us, we notice that these are young people who are through no fault of theirs have been brought into a refugee camp. So in their situation is that of survivor. And they ask themselves, what can we do to help lift our situation in that foreign land? So the leadership will naturally emerge. And that's what I can see from nobody's when nobody was impressed and what Sifas is telling us. Because they have the sense of purpose, do things to benefit themselves. But if you look at the African leaders, they are always thinking of what they will put into their account and bank in the European countries or the Arab countries, or thinking of the next election, how they will win the next year. Because I cannot understand why almost every 4 or 5 years, all the African economies will go down. Then we will all be seeking for IMF help, support, IMF and World Bank support. But it's like it's cyclical. And we go and take the loans. We come to our various countries to minimize. Then when there's the pandemic or a war or increase in the price of fuel, then all the African countries are down. Why? How did the Asian tigers do it? How did China do it? Did they import politicians from the moon, or they have politicians from their own countries or their own community? So I would say that what these young men and women are doing should teach African leaders some lessons, so that if Africa is in trouble, then we should get our politicians, our leaders, be people who are determined, who have the vision, and they are transformational and seeking to do something for our people. As for me, I think that Africa should have a new breed of leaders with different mentalities, so that Africa can develop or progress. As if as
yeah,
Yes, sir.
and to
yeah,
add to what
go on.
yeah, and to add to what you just said, you've
Yeah.
made a very good point that I would not like that to escape me. You see, in the CFASs and the young the refugee camp, I think they have a foresight, and what they are doing, okay, even to be, I would not like to be the chairman of the committee in the camp, because you have different competing um, forces, different countries, different cultures, different. Even though we are Africans, we have the same thing, but we may sort of um, um, explain it, if I can put it that way, explain it in different kind of way, but basically it comes back to the same thing. I'm saying this to say that they are doing something that I think should be emulated by the so-called politicians in the so-called sovereign countries. Because here they are young people fighting for survival and then ensuring that, you know what, we run away from a place where the older people couldn't govern. They came out and then they said one after the other, and then, and then there was a civil war or something like that. We had to run away for survival. So if they cannot organize themselves even in a refugee camp, then the future is bleak. But here they've turned lemon into lemonade. They've turned orange into orange juice, where they know that here we are, we don't have any help. Even the help is very minimal. They need schools, they need all these kind of stuff. So if they are able to get themselves together to organize and run elections smoothly and all those kind of stuff, then I think, same as you guys are, I tip my hat to you guys for doing what you are doing, because our leaders, our future leaders are from the camp. Because you are the guys who are going to
Thank you.
change the face of Africa, because you have the understanding that you can work with different people and the different conditions. You guys are doing great. I have a question, another follow-up question for you. Or even before that,
Yes.
do you have any comments from what JB, Mr. Daniel said? Or do you have any comment or question for him?
Yes, yes, I like what Daniel said, because as we are many people here at different cultures, really, it is not that easy to understand one another. But through what you said, yeah, really, once someone applicates that one in his daily life, it's a step ahead, a good step in life, whereby you cannot fail to manage and you can know what to do for you to secure your future.
Mhm. Awesome. I mean, I'm in awe as to how you guys have been able, and then you guys are doing what you're doing. In terms of, say, if electing the chairman or the others, do you have also elections, or the chairman appoints people to say, okay, you are in charge of sanitation, you are in charge of agriculture, you are in charge of all these kind of. Do you have structures like that?
So, though being the chairman, you were chosen, and those people who are going to work again under your rules, they have also to be chosen by people, by the community again. You
Okay.
cannot appoint someone whom you want. It's again the community that choose people that they want, and
Wow.
they will work with you.
Wow, wow, wow. This is very interesting. I think that there has to be um, a book or an article or something that has got to be done, because you guys are doing something that, you know what, politicians have not been able to do that, because you come from different places, Burundi, Rwanda, Somalia, Ethiopia, Eritrea, Tanzania, Kenya, all around the areas. But you are able to manage, grow yourselves, and then set up structures that is working for you. I don't know how you guys are able to do it, but then, like I've been saying, the future leaders of Africa comes from that camp, because we've had a couple of people you know, but we are going to have others too to see their take on stuff. But it seems you guys are teaching us a lot of stuff, and then to the listeners, those who are listening, some of them may be in ours. So how young people in a refugee camp, are able to govern themselves towards the development of Africa. You are not doing it for that refugee camp alone. One day you are going to go out on your own, and the question is, you may have learned something. You may have learned something that you are going to use that to help the development of Africa. And to that, I think you guys have done so great. Now, let me ask you, in terms of the monthly stipends that you get, how much are you guys paid? I mean, are you giving some food, some coupons, some money, some what is it? What is it like? Because you were talking about people needing to have enough money to go to school and those kind of stuff. How are you able to survive, financially speaking?
Ah, okay. Financially, just we do get food. They do give us food, maize, beans, cooking oil, salt. Those stuff are provided to refugees.
So, is it the United Nations? Is it the United Nations that does it, or the Window Trust on? Is it the United
That,
Nations? And how much do they pay you,
that
if
is
I may ask?
yes.
And how much do they pay you? I mean, they give you because from what we heard the last time around with another youth leader, okay, it seems they paid you guys at a certain level, and now they are even going to reduce it. So that I'm asking this to say that if there's any listener out there who may want to help to know what you guys are facing, they may be able to help. Then the question is the money that is given you as individuals enough for the month, or how is it done? Do they come and then just say, okay, Cephas, come here, this is your money, JB, this is your money, Joe, this is your money, that this is how do they do that?
So the money is given to the head of the family,
Oh,
with the one having the ration card.
oh,
Yeah,
okay,
and that money really it isn't that enough like to pass me. They say like 10 children, and three of them have already gone to school to secondary school, whereby the secondary school demand a lot of money. That is not enough money for him to manage from first up to 31st. It isn't that enough.
I was thinking the school was free. It's not free. The secondary school, it's not free.
So scholarship is given, but to some people they do pay school fees.
And why is that?
So because it's not everyone to everyone that scholarship is given.
Also, they give you scholarship. They give you scholarship for secondary school, and based on your results in the exam, right?
Yes.
Okay. So to those of them who don't have scholarship, how are they able to manage and go to the school? Because you're saying that the money is little, and then if you live in
Mm.
a community of a family of say five, and then they give you that little money, you have to buy stuff. You know, you have to buy soap. You have to buy general things from that every family may need. But if there's no other money, how are they able to go to school?
So that's why here most of people here in the camp they have created that self mind of cultivating because they know that through that will help their family.
Okay,
In terms of food, they will eat what they will harvest, and in terms of school, what we are given will support us to school.
okay, okay. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Folks, you are listening to the program Today's Africa. Love Bay Afrobeat Music Talk Radio. And those of you listening to us on Love Bay Radio, well, folks, that's how we do our things. We bring Africa to your doorsteps by discussing issues and topics of great relevance to the continent of Africa because we love Africa so dearly. Africa is the continent of the future. We have young people that are helping steer the continent towards where it's supposed to be. And then we have with us today Cephas Mwamba Kayemba. He's in a refugee camp in somewhere in Africa, but well, he's already said it. I would say in Uganda. And folks, they need help. They really, really need help. And one thing that we've sort of come to exploit and find out is that they are from different nationalities, different countries, young people. I mean, young people, and they are trying to do the best that they can to survive and to help develop Africa. As a matter of fact, we had a young man a couple of maybe sometime last year. He grew up in the same, I believe, in the same refugee camp where you are. The father and the mother met there. They lived there for a long time. They got married. They had children, and he was one guy who was able to get a scholarship to go to the United States. He didn't forget his past, where he came from. He went through the university, he got a scholarship, he got through the university, and then today he has built, or he's on the way, he's on the verge of building an empire, musically speaking, in the United States because he had to use the survival instincts from the camp. When he was in the United States, he had to learn how he will be able to do so many things to better himself and for the continent. And today he has set up a company called afrocharts.com. Afrocharts.com. And it's a huge streaming service that is rivaling Spotify and iTunes. So those of you out there, check out afrocharts.com. And he's building an empire. So many of these big boys are trying to coax him into selling it, and it's not for sale because it's an African thing that has come to fruition. He grew up in a refugee camp, and then he has come out and he's doing great. And I know a lot of you are going to do even better than what most people aspire to do. My question and then another question to you is that with you personally, how is the future? How do you see the future? Let me give you 2 years. In 2 years, where do you think you'll be? You would like to be?
So, just personally, to me, I see my future is really bright. Yeah, because of school and school where is taking me really, I'm expecting to have a lot of good to maintain my life. Because right now I'm just having months to complete my senior four. Yeah, after there because I know that after just making a good results, I'll be supported. And for me, I will just proceed and continue with my studies. Where I cannot determine, I'll be there, but I cannot be backward in mind because I've gone already forward.
Awesome, 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 awesome. I like that. I like that. I mean, I'm learning a lot because over the past couple of weeks that we've been having the involvement of the youth on this program, we are learning a lot, and we are learning about the positive side, the negative side, and what needs to be done. But I think, um, judging from where I sit, I think you guys are doing it, but you need the help. Folks out there, if you can help, do help. But we'll get to it by getting Cephas to give the information as to how, if you would like to help, where he can be reached. And JB, you have another question for Cephas, please. The floor is yours.
Yeah. I have two questions. Sifa, can can you tell me about life in a refugee camp in Edo?
So life this side is not that good to everyone. Yeah, because once you see you having children and children did not afford school, there it's like you living in nothing. A parent come to be successful in his mind it's where he sees his children are going to school and his children have already succeeded the point of school. And that gives the courage of a parent uh, taking them and pushing them forward. Because school gives us a life that a future life which is really not complicated because it shows or determines who will you be in your future. And people here are just we also having that problem of like water, sometimes shortage of food. Once like people they were told that they will reach time you will no longer be receiving what you are receiving. That is giving what pressure to people. Life is not affordable by everyone, not only here, but I may say that all over the world, not everyone is able to support himself from 0 to 100%.
Mhm. But I think he was like say if I can add to what his question was, even though you answered it, um, from the morning you wake up in the morning. How is it like from morning to evening? How is your day like? Like not you personally, but in general, how is the day like? You wake up in the morning and how's the day like? How do you spend the day?
So people wake up morning time with different mind. Others go to the garden, others go to the, because we have our lake here, others do go there to fish. And for us who are still students, just awake in the morning, I know my destination.
Oh,
Yeah,
so
people have those small, small expressions
okay.
that are making them busy at a certain time. And once to reach this time, they come back home. And that's how I may say like 40, 45% of people are trying to do that.
Wow. Maybe. did,
Yeah.
did he answer your
Sifa,
question?
my other question. Yes.
Okay.
Tell us about some of the voluntary work activities that your group do in the camp.
Pardon?
I said, tell us about some of the activities your group do in the camp. It could be voluntary, it could be anything, but activities. Tell us uh, some of your activities that you do to to support the camp.
Okay, yeah, just we have groups, youth groups. So like I and the nobody belong to a group called New Talent for the Best Future. We are there to motivate others, to encourage others to do what they have been not doing. We have some groups which are there to just message to help and teach these young kids, not taking them to school, but gathering them together just within just they have a small room where they take children, they go and they give them what that small lesson.
Yeah. Maybe were you, is your question answered?
Yeah, but that's what you can do. So let's move on.
Yeah. So
Let's move on.
yes. Say for
Yeah.
some.
So
Go
different.
ahead.
Yes, sir.
How do you see yourself in 20 years from today?
In 20 years, really, I'm thinking about my life personally. Just I'm thinking how to be also a leader of my future generation. Yeah, that's why I'm having much time focusing on more studies because I know studies determines life of person who study. Yeah, and in that 20 years, I'll really be able to do what will be good and please my surroundings.
So, good. So, like the answer. And let me ask you. Say in the event like do you have clinics or if somebody is sick or if say a woman is going to deliver and stuff like that, you don't have clinics where doctors come to check you out, or you have to go outside. Is that how it is, or how is it?
Now we have a clinic here. We have our hospital. Yeah.
You have a hospital in the camp?
Yes.
Oh. And the doctors are from the government side or from the United Nations?
So doctors sometimes we look at uh, special doctors like I mentioned that people who are having the problem like of teeth, dentists have come. People who are suffering from this, we have a special doctor who came from outside the country, who came from United States, came for this. So people will go for treatment.
Oh, so in essence, um, the government of Uganda doesn't have any kind of connection with you, but see, in the event that somebody is sick, right, then you have to rely on because I'm not getting it because um, there's got to be somebody. I mean, somebody, a doctor or somebody, a Medicare giver, health giver, should be there because people get sick every on the hour, every minute. So if somebody is very sick, do you have a resident doctor there, or they have to wait and take the person to the government to outside of the camp to the government side, or they have to wait until I'm not getting until a doctor from the United Nations or Winter Trust or any of the organizations come into your aid? How does it work?
So in an emergency case, they don't wait for doctors. Those special doctors are there. They do transfer you already. They take you to the government hospital.
Oh, so that's is with the government, right? The government side, right?
Yeah, just once you find yourself in a situation whereby it needs uh it needs people who are more skilled on that. They just transfer you to the government hospital.
Okay. And when they go there, do they ask them to pay, or
No, no, no.
it's free?
That's for free. It's for
It's
free.
free.
Yeah, for as you are refugees.
I see. I see. I see. I mean, you are teaching us a lot of stuff out there, and I know the need. The last time we spoke with your other youth leader, he was talking about you guys building schools, and that you started building schools and stuff like that, like primary or what have you. How's it going? Are you getting the help that you need to complete the school? Because and I can deduce from our conversation with you and the other youth leaders that is that you attach great importance to education, and that's why you are doing what you have to do. And then I'm impressed, honestly, what you guys are doing. How is the project?
I just about school. So once you feel like someone went outside and he passed out of this camp, so you find that possibility of him supporting other youth. So because here we do get visitors like visiting youth here, really we are blessed of that.
Okay, okay.
Yes, people who are giving knowledge to youth in this camp. Yes, we are. We do receive them, and it's from where we acquire another kind of skill.
Mhm. Well, you are. I'm still in awe as to how you guys have done. I mean, what you're doing in terms of. I don't know. With the women, for instance, do you have structures to teach them how to do certain things like weaving and doing all sort of things that African women in villages or in towns do to, like help themselves out because women are very resourceful. And do you have programs like that?
So we programs were there, but they no longer because they are missing people to support them. So people are just having skills and having ideas, projects, but those projects are there within them.
Mhm.
Yeah, they miss materials. That's what is not giving them support to go forward with their plans.
Mhm. Wow, wow. And with the children too. Do you have any organization because there are a lot of organizations out there. I don't want to mention names. A lot of organizations out there that are um, that have set up shop in Africa. Most parts of I've seen it with my own two eyes. That have set up shop in Africa with the guise of helping African children and stuff like that. Do you have some of these organizations coming to the camp to see to the benefit and the welfare of the children and stuff like that? Or
Just for me, what I know is just if not UNHCR, these people of Windows, just these organizations that are keeping people here. Like I've never seen like from outside coming like a message that they come with the government just come and help people here. That's one. I don't know. I'm not sure of that.
wow, wow. JB, any further question for Cephas? JB, yeah, folks, we are in conversation with Cephas Kayemba. Remember Kayemba? He is in a refugee camp in Uganda, and from the conversations that we are having today, it seems they've got some structures. I mean, this is not the first time we have been having some series of topics on the youth and their stance on the development of Africa. And we are learning a lot from these young people because we cannot go it alone in terms of helping the youth by not bringing them into the discussions because most of the time the youth are always and almost always left out of the conversation. And here on Lovely Afrobeat Music Talk Radio on this program, Today's Africa, we are trying to change that kind of narrative by involving the youth so that we'll be able to sit back and look at how they are thinking and what they are doing and how they can help develop the continent because they are the people who are going to be handling the governance and the development of Africa. And I know from this program that we've had with so many different young people from various parts of Africa, I think Africa stands at this particular point in time to gain, because there's some intelligent, some resourceful young people out there, and they cannot be discounted. Because you know what, Africa is the youngest continent right now. When I say the youngest continent in terms of the human resources, young people, average age 21, 21, 25 years. I didn't make it up. It's out there for everybody to see. So if we have that level, that kind of level of young people, I think we stand a very great chance of developing the country, very much so. Because from what Cephas is saying, they have their own governance kind of system. They are surviving, but at the same time, they are not forgetting about where they come from, their education, their everything that is packaged into one. And Cephas, let me ask you this: do you get in touch with your family members, your family from your country? Do they know where you are?
Yeah, some of them they know where we.
And you've been in touch with them. Are they also in other refugee camps?
Yes,
They're also in other refugee camps.
yes.
Wow. And wow, wow, wow. And are they going through the same thing, like the same structures that you have, or theirs is different?
So they, I don't know. These are the things that I have to ask them what they are going through there.
Okay, okay. Yeah, JB, before we left you, or you left us, I should say. Do you have any further questions for Cephas, please? Yes, sir.
Yeah, I wanted to ask Sifas.
Yes, sir.
Sifas, do you have freedom of association? Do you have mosque? Do you have churches in the camp?
So freedom of
Do you have churches or something, churches and mosques and all those kind of stuff?
And mosque and yeah, religious freedom.
that is
Do you
everywhere.
have it
And
in the
that
camp?
freedom we are given. Yes,
That's Africa. It's
actually,
everywhere. Yeah, yeah, yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
We
In
have
Africa.
churches, mosques,
Okay.
etc.
Then I was again.
Hmm?
Sifas, I once again. Uh, you have extracurricular activities like footballs, games, drama, and what have you for the youth to be happy whilst in the camp. You have those activities there.
So the activity are there, but so activities cannot be conducted for nothing. So you see, there must be leaders, and we miss. I mean that those time of entertainment and the groups to organize those things. We have dancers, we have people can do such good things, but we miss what is going to push us forward to go through those things. But we have those things.
Do
Yeah,
you have
yeah, yeah. That's all. Mm.
yeah, do you have like to add to what he's saying, because it cannot be that like because he's surviving and stuff like that, they say all work and no play, right? Do you have entertainment wise and all this kind of stuff? I mean, electricity and all this kind of stuff. How do you manage it? Like
We have the solars here, solars are for free, and some there in the offices there is electricity. Yeah, some people are having electricity from each side of it comes from Rugaga. Yeah, but most of us we are having solars.
oh, so okay, okay, okay. And from where you are, how far is it from where you are to say Kampala, for instance, if you have to go there? And are you allowed to just go there, or and do you have to carry your refugee cards and
Um,
stuff like that? Yes. How's it?
Yeah, you have to be having your refugee card, and that movement is not anytime. So there must be a case where why you are going outside of the camp. And when going there, I think you must be having a UN car and OPM's car because they want to take you outside. Why are you getting outside of the camp? Is there any issue?
Okay. And then for the time we are getting to the end of the program, I'm giving you the time to tell us or to tell the listeners. There are a lot of people listening right now. What you would like them to know about where you are right now, what you need, and all stuff, sort of things. And then if somebody would like to help, they can, you can give your contact information or what have you, so that people would come to understand a voice from a refugee camp, a life in a refugee camp, what you guys are doing, and tell us, and then give us a contact information that if somebody is listening, they will be able to help out. The floor is yours, please.
So just thank you for the speech. First for me, just I would like to congratulate and emphasize on my fellow students, my brothers.
Oh, oh, we seem to have lost Cephas. Oh my God. Yeah, we've lost him. Hopefully, he will be able to come back. But then, JB, what's your take on the whole thing? Because this is an eye opener. I'm so encouraged by the fact that these people have a governance. No, they have a governance kind of system. They have everything that makes them. I feel like they should be, at the United. I mean, at the AU, they should be governing, not those people out there. Yes, it's if they are able, from different backgrounds, are able to do what they are doing, man, Africa has great potential there. Your take on it before we if we
Yeah,
get
yeah,
to the
yeah.
end of
That's
it.
true. You are 100% right. Because what these young people are doing in the refugee camp is an eye opener. Congratulate them so much. They should keep it up, and they should not lose hope. So as we continue doing this series, other philanthropists will come in to support them. But these are a lesson to we the adults and the African constitution that when we are determined and you bring your mind to it, you will achieve your aim. It cannot be that Africans and their leaders will always open hands in desperation, cap in hand, when to take arms. It doesn't work. Life doesn't work that way. Look at these young men and women in the refugee camp, but they are taking their own destiny into their own hands and doing something for themselves. And I think that's what we do all do. And when we do that in our collective ways, and in our individual ways, collectively, we can achieve something. Yeah, that's the only thing I say. Yeah.
Yes, yeah, it's been an educational trip for all of us. And if you can help, folks, reach out to any refugee camp, not only the one in Uganda, any refugee camp on the continent of Africa. Please reach out. But the whole thing is that there shouldn't even be refugee camps out there. The world is changing, folks. The world is changing. That unipolar world is giving way to multipolar institutions and multipolar kind of environment that we are living in right now. And the young people need the support, not only in the refugee camps, not only in the refugee camps, all around the globe. Because you know what? We shouldn't give up hope on the young people. They have ideas that we can or we should be able to utilize for our own mutual benefit. And the series that we are doing, we are not yet over it right now. We are going to continue to engage other young people from other spheres in our existence to appear on this program. And well, here and there we'll be having some politicians here and there, but we know how the politicians will come and tell us and stuff like that. But learning from the young people has been a great experience, and we'll continue to do that. And to those of you who are listening to us for the first time, we are here every Saturday at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. So check your time and join us in exploring and having conversations with the young people in Africa. Because you know what? Africa is poised for greatness again. Africa is poised for greatness again. It's not make Africa great again. Africa has always been great, but there has been hitches here and there. But with the new breed of Africans that we see in leadership, both in cities and towns, and also in the refugee camps, as we are beginning to find out, the potential is there. Why don't we take the mantle and encourage the young people that if you go on TikTok, it's not a matter of going to expose yourself and then going to twerk and stuff like that. Use it to the benefit of yourself. Your future is much more important than the 24-second or the 10-second tweaking and all those kind of stuff that you get it. Use social media to your advantage. Use it for business and not exposing and then doing things for people to laugh. And at the end of the day, if you do that for people to laugh and go, what would you have gained? And on that note, we'll be here again in 7 days. And on behalf of myself, Thierry Abuache, and Cynthia, Sister Cynthia is recovering. She had some voice problems. Cynthia was in the United States, and then she went back home, and she's recovering. And to all the other panelists, Dr. Mpindo, Dr. Jallo, on behalf of all of them and the engineers and the interns, I love the Afrobeat Music Talk Radio. We say thank you for your time. We hope to see you and meet you again next Saturday. Take care of yourselves and each other. Bye-bye.